Oh yeah. So I ran out of storage on my other phone. Um, so what I was saying is why I love it. Yeah, like I could have bought a hotel for the whole time, but honestly, the idea of being in a hotel, although I did spend a night in a hotel, that was funny, but that was because a friend. I stayed with a friend, and I wanted to like wash up and stuff outside of Planet Fitness. But yeah, even though I could stay in a hotel, I don't want to. Like, I'd rather do what I do, hang out where I want to hang out, be at the Planet Fitness, be at the coffee shop. And it's good that I'm out and about because I tend to work more at the coffee shops than I do at home. When the home I can get a little distracted at the coffee shop. My problem is at a coffee shop, and you guys might think this is crazy. My problem is that people want to talk to me, not in a mean way, because I like talking to people, but like they really like I walk in and there's someone else who's alone and they're just like, hi, and I'm naturally like hi back, like I match the energy, and they really want to talk to me. And so sometimes one like 30 minutes to an hour is taken up versus me working. So what you wouldn't think that your problem would be that people really want to talk to you at a coffee shop. I don't know. I just started using coffee shops, but they really do. So that's my issue. Like I'm not getting work done. I am meeting great people. So I'm just gonna have to shut that down just a little bit. But it's funny because I could get a hotel the whole time, but I was like, it's not the same. I never knew quite where I would sleep that night, but it always worked out. There was always within 15-20 minute drive within the city, a Gander Mountain, a Cabela's, or just something like that. I have a thing, and I said it in my other thing. I try to stay in like the less urban area, so I'll drive 15 minutes to a suburb because the suburbs, they tend to be nicer and quieter and less crazy riffraff just running around because you stick out in the suburbs. So that's my thing. And I grew up in the suburbs, so I'm like, oh, this is home. Some people don't like the suburbs, they like the city, but I like both. There's some nice things about the suburbs, like less traffic, like cleaner locations because you don't have a whole bunch of degenerates hanging around messing things up, right? Because like in the suburbs you just stick out and they just keep a tight watch on that. So yeah, I could stay in a hotel, but why? I just love the freedom. And I had this whole trip planned. I was going to be 4 days in Durham, 4 days in South Carolina, and then I was going to go to this place called Southern Pines because it had karaoke, and I like karaoke, and they had karaoke every day. And I've noticed that any place that has a lot of karaoke or open mics tend to be really flamboyant places with really cool people, because the people tend to be very expressive, and places without a lot of karaoke are not that, like, they're cool, but it's just not the same vibe as a place where people are really just having fun and expressing themselves through music, dance, and art. So I was gonna go, but it completely changed, and it went from 1 day in Durham, 5 days in Charleston, South Carolina, 2 days in Asheville and in the mountains of North Carolina, and then I went home, right? Like I had 2 more days I could have stayed away, but I was like, let me just go home. And I loved that freedom, right? And so I work remote, and I have worked remote because I'm self-employed and I have an online business. So so I was still working. I was still making calls, talking to clients, helping clients, still doing whatever I do because I set up a remote lifestyle. I'm a real estate investor. I do cryptocurrency. I focus on passive income, and I write books. So between all of those, honestly, if I sold the house, I'd be able to live. I don't know. I don't want to live full time, but whatever. And so yeah, so that's why I could get a hotel, but I'm not going to. I literally don't want to. So I came back, in Charleston, South Carolina was hot, and what saved me was 3 small fans. And I have a little Arctic Air evaporative cooler. Now, the only thing about that is that there was condensation because it does spit out water. And so what I did with that, but it did keep me cool in Charleston, South Carolina, in the heat, and it was sort of humid. So it does work where like I was like, oh, okay, I'm comfortable. And I was able to get to sleep. Now, I got home and I bought a maxxair vent fan, 16 by 16, and one with a clear lid, so I get a little skylight action. They make you pay $135 more for that. Crazy. So I'll be installing that when it gets here this week. And I also have this Arctic Air, but I'm thinking of buying like this $100 evaporative cooler like that I saw on Walmart that got really, really good reviews. So I'm just up in the air because this did work. And I was like, if I get the vent fan and this that's pulling out the hot air, like I don't know if I need it, but the thing said it spits out less water. And so I have a small dehumidifier that's just plugged into my solar generator, but I actually just purchased a bigger one that has like, that's 2 cups, and this one does 5 cups, so 3 times the capacity. And one of the reviews said they use it in, it was all 5-star reviews, and one of the reviews said they use it in their boat, and it does a good job. The only problem is that you have to hurry up and clean it out and empty the water every 2 days, which I love, so I want to take care of that. So I did upgrade my dehumidifier. I might still keep it, but if the other one doesn't take up a lot of power, we'll see. I actually didn't look at the specs. I probably should have. My thought was, when it's here, just sitting at home, I can have it hooked up to power and going pretty hard, and then just use my smaller one on trips, which is low wattage. The smaller one only used 30 to 50 watts an hour, which is pretty cool. I have a 2400. I have a Bluetti EB240, which is 2400 watts. So, even though I'm cautious, whatever, I'm still quite conscious of power usage. But yeah, so I got home, and instead of going, do I do a hotel? I'm like, no. I just loved the freedom. And then my daughter, I asked her this weekend what she wanted to do, and she said glamping. I'm a glamper. I love it. She says it. She has a little bit of a lisp. So I'm getting things ready, and tomorrow we're going to go to DC for the night. And I'm just zooming all over because I can. Because I can still work. If you can still work and you can combine van life, it's just like, why won't I go to DC for 2 days? And we have a little e-scooter, a 9-bot, Segway 9-bot. That's what's called, 9-bot, Segway 9-bot. I really like, we go to the beach with it all the time. We play our music and just cruise. So that'll be cool in DC because we can see all the monuments. And that's about 2.5 hours away from Virginia Beach. So, yeah, I'm in love with my camper, and I came home and I was like, oh, let's upgrade it. But after these upgrades, I think I'm pretty cool. And I'm just going to be all summer, I'm out. My local regular karaokeers are not going to see me. Other people are for the summer, and then I'll settle back down when it's time. But yeah, I just wanted to say van life, and it gets to you. It gets in you. Now, I don't want to do it full time, but it really gets in your blood, and I'm in love with it. It's just so easy to just go somewhere and then, do what you need to do, be stealth, sleep, and go home. Like, you have all your, I have food in here, I have water in here, I have solar, I have my fridge, I have blackout curtains. It's beautiful. So I just wanted to update, like, as a new van lifer, my first trip, that's the things that helped me, and I had a blast. And I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.